Yeah, the word to Mozzie. When they swing that way to the right, you swing to the left, you heard?
Bobby,
Woo! I ain't been broke in a minute, don't get it fitted. Toe off the bow in a Bentley. The city, I do not dance or jiggy. Tucked under this Fendi, I like it, I spin it. I just came right out the jeweler, the ice on my neck and my wrist and my fist, I ain't finished. I was just working at Denny's, came back and counted some millions. I ain't no regular civilian. Red, yellow, green, look like my neck a chameleon. Okay, spin it, I ain't been broke in a minute. He offended, I'm a Da Vinci offended. I cracked that Chevy for 40. Off the OA, I cannot know my bros, I ain't been broke in a minute. I'm at the mall out in business. I need a swipe in a digit. Calling up Kales. He did 250 on Biddy. It ain't no biggie. Montclair Kiki. Bands in my hand look pretty. Hit another band on the gram, I'm litty. Like Dennis, don't tell me. Yeah, the word to Mozzie.
Some cheap clothing, I see it now.
I'm from an era where all we know is never had no faith in rap. Get this money and buy pretty chicks and fly clothes that'll put you on the map. Nowadays, so cap, so I keep it running like a tap. Keep it coming, I don't lack. Went through hundreds of money and sat on stacks. Half-hearted in this music, still I'm burning tracks. Don't believe everything you hear, that ain't no facts. Roll the dice and took risks, went past them. Looking stiff, cut the pattern, never wanna work together, only wanna each other. Always jealous of another, but you still call me brother. Better lose the attitude and gain some gratitude, cause that guy that could have been you. I only trust myself and put faith in a few. I was blind, 22, now I need a crib with the ocean view. I ain't watching you. I was more attracted to the money making. You was on the block, you was hating. You ain't doing nothing, you ain't elevating. You see us in the and we're celebrating. I was more attracted to the money making. You was on the block, you was hating. You ain't doing nothing, you ain't elevating. You see us in the and we're celebrating. Maximum profit. This a letter to them youngins. I know mummy's in rent arrears and daddy ain't there. I know you gotta protect the block and one, but that won't help you gain. Your mind is a weapon, use it as a tool. The game, instead of a brother with a skin color the same. Mothers crying, can't pay. Friends disappear and the cost becomes communal. Riding that big bird, you're gonna go through changes. They say young black suffer with, and I know you're frustrated, watching them up win. But what's meant for you ain't meant for them, and vice versa. The system and the J's got a plan to hurt you, but you're worried about things that don't concern you. I was more attracted to the money making. You was on the block, you was hating. You ain't doing nothing, you ain't elevating. You see us in the club and we're celebrating. I was more attracted to the money making. You was on the block, you was hating. You ain't doing nothing, you ain't elevating. You see us in the club and we're celebrating. I was more attracted to the money making. You was on the block, you hating. You ain't doing nothing, you ain't elevating. You see us in the club and we're celebrating. I was more attracted.
Yeah, the word to Mozzie. And when they swing that way to the right, you swing to the left, you heard?
Bobby,
Woo! I ain't been broke in a minute, don't get it fitted. Toe off the bow in a Bentley. The city, I do not dance or jiggy. Tucked under this Fendi, I like it, I spin it. I just came right out the jeweler, the ice on my neck and my wrist and my fist, I ain't finished. I was just working at Denny's, came back and counted some millions. I ain't no regular civilian. Red, yellow, green, look like my neck a chameleon. Okay, spin it, I ain't been broke in a minute. He offended, I'm a Da Vinci offended. I cracked that Chevy for 40. Off the OA, I cannot know my bros. Ooh, I ain't been broke in a minute. I'm at the mall out in Venice. I need a swipe in a digit. Calling up Kales. He did 250 on Biddy. It ain't no biggie. Montclair Kiki. Bands in my hand look pretty. Hit another band on the gram, I'm litty. When I was broke, man, she fronted, but then I got rich and homie, I don't dance, I jiggy. So strong, I feel like I'm Popeye off the spinach. I cut the makeup on the wake up, she a Barbie. Now run, tell you this will pop. Never fall off, I just fall back. Never fall off, I just hey, I want all the bags, I want all the bags. Any disrespect and I'm on that. Never fall off, I just fall back. Never fall off, I just fall back. Got 100 missed calls, never call back. Still get paper through the phone, that's facts, all facts. I get many minutes for less than a penny. My ladies wanna when they be off the. You a square, you a savage. I don't do out in Paris. Either getting they getting tatted. I got bad and I got bad habits. Who want any static? My too official. For the angst, and they leave me make it simple. You know I want it all. The bricks in the safe, certified level fake. Talk that ain't my taste. I want all the bags, I want all the bags. Any disrespect and I'm on that. Never fall off, I just fall back. Never fall off, I just hey, I want all the bags, I want all the bags. Any disrespect and I'm on that. Never fall off, I just fall back. Never fall off, I just fall back.
So here's a question. How many MVP titles do Lisa Leslie and Candace Parker have between the two of them? Is it A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, or D?
You're looking live and down, and the Clippers starting five. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Ibaka, and it's McDermott, and it's Leonard in at the 3. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Caldwell Pope out there with the professor, and it's Drummond in at the 5. Greg, we've got two terrific highlight-making teams, both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me hearken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. But we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
And they'll keep possession. Now here's Leonard. Pass to McDermott. Back to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. All going up court. Here's the professor. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes the first. Both free throws good from the professor. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Now George. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Here's the professor. Left side, Davis. Makes it 2 points there from the professor.
The big man, the brow, finding a teammate and does a great job of seeing somebody that's uncovered.
LeBron against Leonard. Out to the right wing. And a wide open look for Rondo. And he overshot that one, missing. For the Lakers, they won their last contest, that game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Caldwell Pope right side. Passes it to the professor. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Leonard from the high post. He drills it.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
No, he's automatic from the mid-range, and the defense knows that it's a mistake to give up a shot like that.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
And the Clippers have possession after the basket by the Lakers. George with the bucket.
A lot of points coming from Paul George from the three-point line over the past couple seasons. The D has to play out on him, and that creates the space.
Here's the professor. A 38-point game for him in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously, put on a passing clinic.
Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
Here's Leonard and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Love that D from Davis. Rises up and swats that shot away.
James, the pass to Harrell. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 3. Lets a floater go, and it's good on the way in. George has got 7.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Here's the professor. He's got 8. The pass to Davis. The 3 from LeBron. They grab their own miss. Here's the professor. He's covered by Rondo. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Lakers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. A free throw off from Harrell.
You think about a player like
So it's the Clippers now. 6-point game. Yes, that goes in.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
that's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Ibaka. McDermott is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's George in at the 2 spot. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the professor in that last outing against the Warriors was outstanding. He dropped in 38 points, and there was no answer for him all game long. It looked like he got whatever shot he wanted out there. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
Here's the professor. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And that one's good. Drummond.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Clippers trail by 10. George looking around. Count the basket. George has got 9.
Well, Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Now here's LeBron. No points in the game yet for him. Moves back up. And it's Drummond missing.
He gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And here's Leonard from 3. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist.
This is where all the extra hours of practice come into play. Leonard couldn't be more in sync on that catch and shoot.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
It's stolen by Ibaka. Leonard against James. Outside Leonard. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on LeBron James.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Marcus Earls checked in for Drummond. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Davis. And Vincent subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
Giving up a run here, can they turn it around?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a 4th? I'm not sure.
Now here's LeBron. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Harrell, that's good.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact.
Clippers trail by 3. Here's Mann. 1:21 left in the second quarter. And here's George for 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists in the game. The Lakers shooting 40% since the beginning of the second quarter.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Here's James. Here's the professor, and he converts the layup. The professor's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Leonard looking around. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a... Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third... And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Lakers 5 right now. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The professor out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's Drummond in at the center, locking down the middle. The Clippers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him #1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. Here's George after the made shot from the professor. Back to George. To the inside, Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
You know, what a game by Leonard, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's reacting out there, just stone-faced, but getting the job done.
And he gets the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside Rondo. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Leonard against LeBron. Clock at 6. Leonard draws the double. From deep, George doesn't go that time. And the Lakers going the other way now. They've led by as much as 10. Back to James. Count that bucket. James has got 4 points this quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Rondo with it, now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Rondo passes to George, and the shot goes down. 14 points for Paul George.
Now, you can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find him.
LeBron outside, pass to the professor. Drummond trying to get himself free. The shot's good from the professor.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Leonard against James. Leonard, no luck.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Drummond. And Kyle Kuzma's subbed in for James.
What's the pick used for? It's used for separation, and Paul George got it there.
The professor passes to Kuzma, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Clippers trail by 8. Pass to Oturu. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Morris outside. That one good for 2.
The polished mid-range game of Morris. Some of his best shots come from about that 12 to 20-foot range.
Inside. It's good. Nice touch from the professor. And now 24 points for the professor.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
To the paint, here's Kennard. Got a hand on it.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Passes it to Davis. Here's the professor, defended by George. Morris against Davis. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Lakers have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. That's good from the professor. Both teams will make substitutions. So we get them both. Down the stretch of last season, Greg, we saw some teams resting healthy players, even ones out of the playoff hunt. And they got fined. But is the amount, which I think is about $25,000, is that enough to discourage that tactic?
You know, I don't think it is. Not when team revenues are measured in the hundreds of millions. You got to do more to keep them honest, but by the same token, you know, if I got 100, 200 million invested in the guy, I want to protect my investment. And so if I can rest them here or there and prolong their career, I think my organization's all the better for it.
Here's Morris after the made shot from the professor. That one drops for him. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Lakers working the ball around now. And Crowder comes up to help. The professor. Rebound by the Clippers. Oturu's got 5 rebounds tonight. Crowder inside. He's defended by Harrell. Man passes to Morris. From 18 feet away, the Lakers with the rebound. 30 seconds left to play here in the third. The pass to Horton Tucker. Here's the professor. And off the front iron, and in it goes. The professor's got the lead up to 10 now for the Lakers. Kuzma against Morris. Takes the three. The shot will not fall. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're feeling very... Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. So for the Clippers right now, we've got Kawhi Leonard. McDermott is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Rondo in at the point guard position.
And this is where Ibaka is becoming a little more savvy. Just catches the defense off guard. All they can do at that point is foul.
He's perfect from the line this time.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Lakers leading by 8. LeBron James on the wing. Here's the professor, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
That free throw good from the professor. 2 shots. All free throws good from the professor.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Leonard draws the double. Ibaka outside. From the arc. That shot off. And the Lakers will go the other way with it.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And they pick up 2. 34 points for the professor.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
And stolen by Harrell. The drive by James, banked in off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 14.
Once James takes off towards the basket, the defense really has no chance to react and or stop him. What determination from the King there.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
And that's going to give some pause to the offense as Harrell playing the role of intimidator.
Horton Tucker, that's good.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
To the middle. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down to 14 points now in the basket from Rondo.
What awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
And the Lakers call time here. So both teams making some changes here. Lakers leading by 14. James outside. Pass to the professor. Caldwell Pope outside. Down low, the professor. Boom, he jams it straight down.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
And finished off by McDermott.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Leonard draws the double inside. And Davis sends it back. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Davis with the double team. George finds McDermott. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And there it is for him. 10 points for Serge Ibaka.
A high percentage look there for Ibaka. He can be automatic in there when given room. A key rebound there, but they can do a little better on the glass here down the stretch.
Leonard against Davis. And Davis sends it back. Here's the professor, and the rejection by Leonard.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
And it's Davis at the elbow. The professor passes to Drummond. Trying to get open is Davis, and that one's good. Drummond. And the Lakers lead by 16.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And the Clippers call time here. Flattening the lottery odds. Greg, do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the one pick or the second pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, the Professor.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. Rondo with the ball. Now defended by the Professor. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
The D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
Pass to Davis. Here's the Professor. He's covered by Rondo. Back to Davis. 5 on the clock. And good that time.
Give them credit. They worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Rondo's shot is good.
Right now, Rondo just cutting through there with not much effort, and the speed took over.
Here's LeBron. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Lakers.
If they had to battle for this win, there were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for the professor.
So sharp on the passing tonight. You know, guys can get into a rhythm that way too.
And Lopez throws it down.
At 7 feet tall, dunking is very easy for Lopez. Once he's this deep, the defense is in trouble. And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Coffee passes to Endor. Here's Crowder. Again, the Clippers.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Pass to the professor. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
Crowder, the pass to Coffee. Here's Endor. Here's Mann. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Here's Neely, and there's the pass to the professor. And he banks in the layup.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports.
Bronze. You man are going bronze this year. Storms. On this year, gone this year. Man, I eat rice and stew and man, I'm strong this year. Big like John this year. Ball like LeBron this year. Storms got a platinum plat, but you man are going bronze this year. Yeah. They wanna. That's a. You get. If I say this, they might revolt, but I'm the king of grind by default. Big ego, man can't diss my amigo. Old school bad boy like Figo. Anywhere they go, then we go. Yo, big flips, hop out the jet first. Man, I run into the money till my leg hurts. And you don't rap, you just network. Name a young MC with my net worth. I Google lied, they said that I'm 1.5, but I made that last night. And money don't make me fry, but they got mad when I said them in a million gram. These gatekeepers are and you old guys make me sick. They just take the. So in other words, I found crazy T like yo Titch. You was right about him, he's a. Ain't no diss tracks, I just switch. Then we move on and get rich. On this year, gone this year. Man, I eat rice and stew and I'm strong this year. Big like John this year. Ball like LeBron this year. Storm's got a platinum plat, but you man, I got bronze this year. She said that I don't mean to intrude, but I love the smell of your. I said thanks, babe, yours too. Yours too. Big man.
And here were the Clippers arriving earlier, getting mentally prepared to go to work on the road. And the Clippers starting five. Ibaka is out there with Doug McDermott. Then it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The professor out there with Caldwell Pope. And it's Drummond in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's pretty clear that Adam Silver would like to implement, Chris, a mid-season tournament. What do you think would motivate teams for something like that?
Man, it depends. It could be money, or it can make the games count extra, or different seeding or position of seeding in the playoffs. These days, I guess it wouldn't hurt to try.
Rondo with the ball. And George kicks to Leonard. Good D by James. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
Yeah, controlling the flow of second chance opportunities is the key. I mean, something they'll try to replicate tonight.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Rondo, and it's sent back by Drummond. And here's the fast break. And finished off by LeBron.
On offense, Davis keeps his head up and maintains awareness. That's how he spots a wide open man.
The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, a bit ago, Tyronn Lue and I were able to chat. I asked Coach about how he'll slow down LeBron tonight. Both had a good laugh about that. Coach said there's just no way to do it. Believe me, I've tried to come up with one. If there was a way to slow down LeBron, someone would have done it by now. LeBron's resume shows there isn't an answer for him, and there never has been. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Rondo against Caldwell Pope. Ibaka outside. The 3 from George. And no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
In that kind of environment, every point matters. The bench was a huge reason why they won that one.
George double teamed. And there's McDermott. That's good on the assist by George. McDermott's got 5 now.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. To the middle. The shot's good from the professor. 8 points for him.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
George double teamed. And Ibaka kicks to Rondo. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. George. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Here's the professor. And the rejection by Ibaka.
Just insane length and leaping ability. Ibaka can reject shots from anywhere on the floor.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
Outside, George. Kicks it out to Leonard. This one for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
A true go-to option on offense. Leonard knows this team depends on him to take and make those big shots.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. The professor passes to Harrell. Here's the professor. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Some players might wear down during this kind of run. He's only
Pass to Oturu. Inside. Crowder. He doesn't hit that one. Kuzma with the defensive effort. the basket on the shot from the professor.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
To the paint, here's Mann. Rebound by the professor.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Kuzma can't get it to go.
That's a shot they're always happy to give, even when he blows the finish.
Mann can't hit. Lakers leading by 10. Here's the professor. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Mann. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Yeah, and you can see the defense broke down there, allowing him to get all the way to the hoop.
The professor passes to Harrell. Passes it to Kennard. Down low. Here's Oturu. Out of hand on it.
An average shot blocker. I mean, you want Kuzma to use his vertical more to redirect shots.
Count that bucket. Oturu's got it back down to single digits for the Clippers. And Harrell slams it in.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Well, you think defensively that you try to pack in the lane. I mean, but that opens up some opportunities for their shooters.
Yeah, easy call.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
While the shooting.
So for the Clippers right now, we've got Ibaka. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. And it's McDermott. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the professor in that last outing against the Warriors was a man on a mission. He dropped in 38 points. And it seemed like every shot he put up was going in. That's how dialed in he was. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
I think he will, because he takes being a leader seriously, and it shows in how he approaches things at both ends of the floor.
And he gets the bucket. Davis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Clippers trailed by 19. Rondo kicks to McDermott. The shot by George, wide open. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids. You're right. Here's Rondo, and Davis sends it back.
Long reach of Davis, outstanding at using his wingspan to erase shots.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
Outside Rondo.
That's the only way to hold him in check. He's got it inside. You got to have a body on him right away.
The professor passes to LeBron. 1:09 left in the first half of the game. Drummond, and another basket for the Lakers.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. looking to end the run, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
As crafty as they come. George has lots of experience when it comes to mixing up defenders.
That free throw good from George. And the Lakers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. And George drops them both.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And the shot goes in. LeBron's got 6 points in the quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
.44 seconds left here in the second. The Clippers really having a tough go here. George looking around. Pass to Kennard. Shoots the three. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 7 rebounds in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. Yet the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's George. He's coming off a 13-point game against Portland.
And his impact wasn't just on offense. He played great D, blocked 2 shots. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot he didn't do in that game.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So. Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What a game we're seeing from the Professor.
Well, he was putting on a passing clinic in that first half, set up a lot of their mates.
He was very creative in how he orchestrated the offense.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for the Lakers right now, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The Professor out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Drummond in at center. Here's the Professor. Rondo on the double team. Here's the Professor, and it's blocked by Ibaka. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. George has got 11 points.
Well, tally up another helper for Rondo. I mean, he just keeps climbing that all-time assist list. Incredible career that keeps going.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Outside, George. George missing again.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
The shot's good from the Professor.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Leonard the pass to Ibaka. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
And the Lakers call time here. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something that I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things, winning, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed, is to have your jersey hanging up in an arena. That was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
Nice shot by McDermott.
Toughness and energy on the boards, and an easy putback to show forth.
The Professor passes to Kuzma. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Ibaka down low, working on Gasol. Count the basket.
And the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter. Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
The Clippers have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Leonard's gone 1 of 4 so far. Here's the Professor, and he lays it straight in. The Professor's got 29 in the game.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
And the Clippers call time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And the pass to Man. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Lakers have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. And now the Clippers on the break. Finished off the break. Morris has got 7 points in the game.
Wow, and Morris just trucking it down the court, showing a real desire to finish it in transition.
The Professor passes to Snell. Over to the left wing. Here's the Professor. The Lakers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. The first free throw is good. He's off on the second. You know, Chris, every season we see teams in a given game or series. They just don't seem to have that same energy. What are some of the reasons teams fall flat?
Well, I think sometimes, you know, the stakes are a little bit higher in the playoffs. The other team is playing hard. Some teams have never gotten to that level before. Some teams, you know, let their guards down at times. You know, then you try to turn it on, but you're already on the ropes.
The Lakers have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight, and he makes both free throws. Here's Man. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Clippers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Horton Tucker, the pass to the Professor. And good that time. 34 points for the Professor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And here is Morris. 7 points in the game, and they pick up 2.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Here's the Professor. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. Vincent's checked in for the Lakers. And the Clippers with a change here, too. George is checked in. Here's the Professor. He's got 34. And the shot goes in.
This system is set up perfectly for him today. I mean, it's allowing him to find a lot of good shots.
Now, here's Kennard. A floater. He lays it in. Kennard's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Backed by an aggressive offensive mindset, Kuzma attacks the rim with force.
The Clippers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Here's Kennard. The teardrop falls in. Kennard's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Oh, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
Here's the Professor, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Lakers have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. That free throw good from the Professor. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Kennard, the pass to Oturu. Trying to get open is Crowder. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. No good from the professor. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Fires the three. Off target. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. Some changes here for the Lakers. Horton Tucker's checked in. And Tony Snell subbed in for Vincent. Now McDermott. So for the Clippers right now, we've got Luke Kennard. McDermott is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Oturu in at the 5, down low.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
And the shot goes down. The professor's got 39.
And with the game he's having, there's no doubt he'll be the guy they lean on to protect the lead.
To the inside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
To the middle. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
They've got this lead because he's at the top of his game. He has been the story today.
And the professor picks up the foul. That's his first foul. A lot of big decisions have fallen on Adam Silver's shoulders, the commissioner of the NBA. And Greg, I think you and I agree by all accounts he has succeeded with flying colors. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
No doubt about it. I mean, I don't know that you could have had a better person for the times. Adam Silver is to be commended, but I think also appreciated, not just from the players and the owners, but I think our fans should also appreciate who he is as a person. I've often said that commissioners typically work for the owners. He's the one commissioner, no matter the sport, that I've always felt like was a partner of the players as well.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Lopez is a long, wily guy. Remarkable at utilizing his size, especially inside, where he has the respect of the defense.
The Lakers making a switch here. Neely's checked in. So the wing on the left. Layman pass to the professor. And the layup's good off the glass. The professor's got 46 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
Endor. That shot misses. Excellent D there from the professor. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
.109 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Layman. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the professor.
He was the one dictating the pace tonight, playing up-tempo or slowing it down, but always scoring.
They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become. And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
The shot's good.
Oh, you have to appreciate the ball moving and the commitment to getting a high percentage look.
Here's the professor. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's good from the professor. Both free throws good from the professor. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helped, and the execution was flawless.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA.
Bronze. You man are going bronze this year. Storms. On this year, gone this year. Man, I eat rice and stew and when I'm strong this year. Big like John this year. Ball like LeBron this year. Storms got a platinum plat, but you man are going bronze this year. Yeah. They wanna. That's a. You get. If I say this, they might revolt, but I'm the king of grind by default. Big ego, man can't diss my amigo. Old school bad boy like Vigo. Anywhere they go, then we go. Yo, big flips, hop out the jet first. Man, I run into the money so my leg hurts. And you don't rap, you just network. Name a young.
David Aldridge is
Hey, Kevin, thank you very much.
Good insight there, Dave. Thank you. Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. We've got Gordon. Gordon is out there with Jamal Murray. Then it's Porter. It's Najee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The professor out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's Drummond in at center. The shot's good from LeBron. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said.
Davis, a real mismatch inside because of his skill, size, and strength.
The pass to Porter. Gordon deciding where to go with it. He's looking for Porter and finds him. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Last outing for Denver, they won that game against the Clippers.
In a close game against a tough opponent, I thought they did a terrific job of just keeping their composure and not really being rattled.
Yeah, they kept their heads about themselves and hung in there, and that's sometimes what you got to do. I mean, I thought it was really impressive for them to come away with the win.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Now here's Murray. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
That's a 2 from Gordon. And again, Denver no good. Lakers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Denver. For Los Angeles, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Derrick Rose has checked in for Denver. Both free throws good from the professor. And you hear fans joke about Junior, calling him the general manager. But, Greg, it's not that far from the truth. The front office has started to consult with him on player moves.
It's not the worst idea given how invested this team is with Junior. They both want the best for the franchise. Junior has earned the right to have input on that roster.
Nuggets have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Outside Rose. And he can't stop the run as he misses. Lakers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
The Nuggets trail by 12. Left side Rose. Here's Najee. He's guarded by Davis. Count it.
Well, I like the awareness Rose shows there, guys. I mean, good feel that time from Rose to put it up right off the catch.
The professor passes to Davis. Let's go. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Now here's Gordon. His last outing, he had 8 points. Rose passes to Najee. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 14. And the basket by Rose.
You know, one of the things you can't allow Rose to do, guys, is to find his comfort zone from there because he'll get into a rhythm and torch you.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
Yeah, and you know what? I expect them to go deep into the bench again tonight to give those guys on the bench a chance to have an expanded role, but also to give those starters some rest.
Now here's Rose. Boy, was he something else against the Clippers. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Rose. Gordon's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Nuggets. Here's the professor, covered by Morris. Here's Harrell. Green with the rebound.
You know, the fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
And as he gets older, we've seen Derrick Rose coming out of his shell a bit more. Early in his career, he was wary of strangers and the media.
The professor, he had drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here is Morris. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. At the elbow, Green. Back to Rose. Shot is good off the back rim and in. 6 points for Derrick Rose. And growing up, Derrick Rose protected by his family from the dangers of Chicago. Then, Greg, after starring at the University of Memphis, he was drafted by his hometown Bulls.
Anointed a savior from day one. You talk about a life under the microscope. Sports writers picking him apart, rabid fans wanting a piece. In a lot of ways, it's probably better for him not playing in Chicago.
And the Lakers making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Booker, he's checked in for the Nuggets.
Really a fantastic job by Gordon to bury himself down there, giving the defense really no other choice than to foul him.
He hits the second from the line. 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The professor passes to Gasol. Here's the professor, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Gasol. Is one of the best passers in the league. I mean, at his position, there aren't many better. Excellent at scanning the floor and finding the open man.
And Morris throws it down.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Pass to Gordon. Shoots over Kuzma, and it's Denver scoring again.
Boy, I like seeing Gordon work on that jump shot of his. He's going to need to knock it down consistently at his position to be one of the best in the league.
Here's the professor. What a tremendous game he played against the Clippers. Pass to Kuzma. To the paint. Here's the professor, and he drops in the layup off the glass. The professor's got 16 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days. Nobody does it better than Gordon on the alley-oop. Boom!
We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. We recently checked in with Jamal Murray, who discussed the team.
The mentality of how we play, how we move the ball.
Greg, sounds like something a coach would say.
It's probably something his coach has said time and time again, but Murray's really matured into a reliable, sometimes spectacular performer for this team.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jumper.
Well, the job of penetrating that they've done so far has really been excellent. I mean, they've done a nice job driving to the hoop effectively.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Aaron Gordon out there with Jermichael Green. Then there's Murray, and it's Booker in at the 3, the small forward. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, the professor in that last outing against the Clippers put on a show. He tallied 50 points, and the energy he played with was amazing, willing his way to a double-double. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
Timeout called the Lakers. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Andre Drummond's checked in for Gasol. Anthony Davis comes in for Harrell. James checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Tony Snell. Here's Murray following the basket by LeBron James. Murray outside. All alone. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Cannot let Murray get comfortable with that jump shot, guys. I mean, his stroke is as pure as it gets.
Trying to get open as Davis gets it to fall. And the bucket from the professor. The professor's got 7 points here in this quarter. And here's Gordon. He really was a guy who also stepped up in that win against the Clippers. Here's Green. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Davis. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load. Well, I tell you what, we've all heard the stories of Jamal Murray's training routine growing up in Canada, like something out of a movie. Push-ups in the snow, dribbling on ice, deep knee bends with a cup of hot tea on his thigh. A little bit unconventional, but hey, it certainly got him to where he is now, so I would say it worked.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And Clark, it was Jamal Murray's father who's the mastermind.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. 13. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So the Lakers 5 right now. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The professor out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's Drummond in at the 5 spot.
You know, it's not only his size and strength and athleticism, but Davis's timing is so special. That's why he boards it so well.
Now here's Murray. He has 5. Yep, that one goes in there. Murray's got 7. Lakers leading by 13 to the left side wing. Drummond passes to the professor, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The professor passes to James. And Davis wide open. He shoots. And it falls over the rim and in. Davis has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Gordon kicks to Gordon. Murray outside. Pass to Najee. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Not letting that one fly. Drummond using his height and wingspan to deny the shooter.
Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. And the Nuggets making a change here. Green's checked in. Lakers shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. A free throw off from the professor. And last season we saw the NBA All-Star Game introduce a target scorer, Greg, to end the game, and instead of running out the clock. Did you like that, and would you widen its use?
No question it's being looked at maybe for overtimes or tournament games. You know, Adam not shy about exploring new ideas. And I got to be honest, going into the All-Star Game, I wasn't a fan of the proposed changes.
Me too.
But once you saw it all play out, to say I was entertained, and I applaud the commissioner and the players in the league for buying in, and I think the fan experience was made all the more better.
Good point. Timeout called the Lakers. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Caldwell Pope outside. Back to LeBron. Davis with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Drummond trying to get himself free. Davis with the bucket.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. 19-point game. Outside, Porter fires from deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Drummond's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Gordon after the made shot from the professor. And it's sent back by Drummond. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And the shot's good from the professor. The professor's got 33.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Hughes is checked in. Booker comes in for Michael Porter. Derrick Rose is checked in for Eric Gordon. And Monte Morris subbed in for Jamal Murray.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Makes it 2 points there from the professor.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Rose scanning the floor. Hughes, good.
Rose, a very solid floor general. I think that's an underrated part of his game. He's excellent at finding his teammates.
It's stolen by Green. Here's Booker. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Booker's got his first bucket in this one.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The pass to Horton Tucker. Here's the professor. Harrell trying to free himself up. The shot's good from the professor. 37 points for the professor. Denver's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Rose. He's got 6.
Well, I tell you what, this guy gives you everything he's got when he's out there. And that's what you love about Derrick Rose, how fierce he is as a competitor.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Lakers.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
And always been a next-level passer at his position. Love watching Gasol involve his teammates and get them going.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. And finished off by Rose.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Now here is Morris. After the miss from the professor. No good from Booker.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Well, the size mismatch is no problem for this fella, guys. I mean, how much do you like seeing that aggressiveness from him?
And the Lakers making a change here. Snell's checked in.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
For Denver, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Down low, here's Morris. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 5 assists in the game.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And that's just strong, tough action from Rose there. Staying in control and getting the job done with authority.
This will be his 4th shot at the line in this one. Here's the professor, and the basket is good. The professor's got 45 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Denver will start the 4th quarter with. We've got Rose. He's out there with Monte Morris. And it's Hughes in at the small forward position. Count it, good.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Inside, here's Gasol. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And it's Rose missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Al Gordon following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. If you go step it. Greg, it's pretty typical for players of the past to talk about current players and say they may have struggled had they played when I played. What do you think of that line of thinking?
You know, I just don't agree with that. And I think we all do that. We all feel like our era was the best. I had the same thoughts being passed my way when I first came into the league.
I'm sure.
The reality is these guys work just as hard as guys worked back in our era. They just have more understanding of what their value is. And in a lot of ways, they've got more courage to speak out because, you know, let's face it, they're more of a bullseye on their back in today's era with social media than we've ever seen before.
That is true.
This is what Drummond is known for, fellas. I mean, assertive, aggressive, relentless, hard-working. He's just a dog at offensive rebounds.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Loads it up for Davis, and Davis throws it down.
There's no stopping that. AD is too long and strong to bother that alley-oop.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Nuggets. Outside Gordon. Back to Murray. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
LA's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. For 3, Murray. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Hits it again. Wow. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Denver's shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout.
Set it up.
1:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Snell, the pass to the professor. He got it again. Sensational. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Morris outside. Passes to Rose. Murray outside. Outside Rose. Shot clock at 6. Quarter. And good. as it just snugs right down through the net.
And that jump shot by Porter is pure. Has such a fluid shooting motion. Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
And Rose throws it down.
You know, this is what Rose does best to me, guys. A scorer who attacks on offense with unbridled ferocity.
Here's the professor, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Mulder misses. Leonard with the steal. He dishes it to Green. Rejected by Gasol.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots. Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. There was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you later.
Bronze. You man are going bronze this year. Storms. On this year, gone this year. Man, I eat rice and stew when I'm strong this year. Big like John this year.
The bright lights in tall buildings and the starting group for the Spurs. We've got Johnson, Patrick Beverly out there with White, and it's Sampson in at the center. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Caldwell Pope out there with the professor, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking.
And so it's San Antonio with it after the miss from the professor. White, a three-pointer off the mark. Davis surveying the floor, kicks to James, passes it to the professor. Chalk up two there.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Vassell, the pass to Sampson. Trying to get open is Johnson. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's the professor. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Quick first step. Beverly showing he's not just a three-point shooter at the offensive end.
Good on both. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. LeBron outside. Here's Here's the professor, and he really played well against Denver. And there's the pass to Drummond to the inside, and finished off by Davis.
And for those who criticize Drummond facilitating, I say rewatch that play. He's improving.
Drummond working against Beverly. And he banks in the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Here's Drummond after the basket by San Antonio. Pass to the professor. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And that one drops for him. The professor's got his third basket of the night.
Well, AD attracts so much attention. He's learned to stay patient and just locate the open man.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Now here's Beverly. He's guarded closely. Clock at 6. Here's Vassell.
They are out of rhythm. 1 for 5 so far. You just need to calm down and reward your matchups.
Now Beverly. Pass to Sampson. And it's off the back rim. No good. Lakers leading by 4. Down low. Here's LeBron. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I talked for a few minutes. He was focused on keeping the score close. Coach said, we know LeBron's going to get his, so we have to try to limit the production of everyone around him. That's a tall task, given Bron's elite playmaking ability. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. Here's none. Following the basket by LeBron James. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Well, a look at Lonnie Walker, the 18th pick in that 2018 draft. He's being brought along slowly as the team loves his potential, but he has a lot to smooth out with his game.
Now here's Walker. Following the miss by Montrezl Harrell. Unloads from 13. Shots good by Walker.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Greg, you talk about the upside with Lonnie Walker. This team loves his athleticism.
You know, not the typical Spurs-type player we've seen targeted in the past. An athletic maniac who can fly end to end. The polish to his game will come. It's just going to take some time.
Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
They have leaned on him all quarter, and it has worked to perfection.
.110 left in the first quarter, and that one good.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. They beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
Not a close contest either the last time they got together. Everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Great scoring output from that second unit. Such a luxury to have that extra ammunition.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for Marc Gasol. And so it's San Antonio with it after the basket by the Lakers. Out to the wing. Here's Nunn from beyond the arc. Sampson's shot is off. And it's Kuzma with the ball for Los Angeles. 6-point game. And here comes Walker leading the fast break. DeRozan's shot is good.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Here's the professor. And he finishes nicely on the layup. The professor's got 12 in the game.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Now, here's DeRozan. He's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte. Passes it to Nunn. Knocks down the three ball. Nunn's got his third bucket of the night.
DeMar's a magnet for defensive attention. You see the overreaction leading to a wide open man.
And don't go away. We'll be right back. And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding his former teammate in Toronto, Kawhi Leonard.
The way he plays defensively, you know what he stands for.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019, largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And two former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. We've got Kendrick Nunn. He's out there with Jones, and it's Walker in at the small forward. The Spurs making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Now here's DeRozan. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Clock at 4.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Los Angeles leading by 3. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the professor in that last outing against the Nuggets delivered quite a performance. He picked up 58 points, and there was no answer for him all game long. It looked like he got whatever shot he wanted out there. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious. He was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
What I like is they just kept calling his number. Sometimes we see coaches go away from what's working, and we wonder why.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Andre Drummond's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. LeBron's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Kent Bazemore. And Drummond throws it down.
There's not many that dunks it as powerful as Andre Drummond. He's explosive at 280 pounds.
Here's Beverly, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. San Antonio making a switch here. White's checked in. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
No good from the professor. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to Charlotte.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another. Really the story of the game.
I was surprised they put up so little fight. That was not the team I expected to see that night.
He had a nice open look right there. Lakers leading by 3. Davis, the pass to the professor. It's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Here's Vassell. He's coming off a 25-point game against Charlotte. Now the pass to Eubanks. White goes in. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far. James kicks to Davis. Pass to the professor. He dishes it to James. The professor passes to James. Banked in off the glass. LeBron's got the lead up to 7 now for Los Angeles.
Taking advantage of what's there. LeBron reads the situation correctly.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras.
Jets now to send it over to David Aldridge. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for the Lakers right now, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. The professor out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Drummond in at the center filling out the middle. White against Davis. White dishes to Sampson, and Davis sends it back.
What a play by Anthony Davis. You think you can get it over me? Nope, not on my watch.
Pass to Caldwell-Pope. Launches a 3. Good on the triple. Caldwell-Pope's got the first bucket of the third here for the Lakers.
Not just a knockdown shooter, he does a great job of finding space for his shot.
White, and it's sent back by Drummond.
I feel like Drummond saw that one coming all the way. Great anticipation.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Davis has got his second bucket of the night. Spurs trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Kicks it to Sampson. Pope loose. James, the pass to the professor. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
For Los Angeles, they have been perfect so far from the free throw line. 6 for 6.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board. 77% collectively.
A bit of a late bloomer in college, White has proven to be a steady pro in my opinion. He can shoot, pass, and he can defend.
And both free throws good for White. And the Lakers with possession here. The professor passes to Drummond. Stolen by Beverly. Over in the corner, White bangs home the trifecta. White's got 7.
Nice play call, good execution. Derek's become a reliable performer for this team.
The professor passes to Drummond. James in the post. And he makes that one. James has got his third basket of the night right there.
And coming out of halftime, coach said they wanted to start fast. How's 4 for 4?
Passes it to Vassell. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And it's Beverly missing.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Davis with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
The Spurs making a switch here. Eubanks is checked in. Over in the corner, White. A three-pointer, no good.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for San Antonio. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Now here's Beverly. He's covered closely. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a misnomer that in the era of three-point shooting, people don't want anyone to take mid-range shots. Many of the league's elite players still thrive there. Kawhi Leonard is one, and he explained how. He said it's hard to defend guys that shoot twos. Once you get to the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. Teams won't allow you to take wide-open shots or threes. Guys, back to you.
D.A., thank you. Johnson finds Walker. The pass to Nunn. Shot clock at 5. From 15 feet away. Yes, that goes in. Nunn's got it back down to within single digits for the Spurs.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Pass to Walker. And here's Nunn. He's got 14. Charity stripe shot. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Playing from behind right here. Not easy, but he is answering the bell.
The reason why is not just scoring. It's the way he's doing it. Efficient. That's what you need at this point in the game.
Timeout called the Lakers. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both those cities.
Exactly. And it's Harrell missing.
I'm not sure what happened on that play. May have relaxed a little bit once he got to the rim.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard, that kind of spring, no lead is king.
You're totally right. That can be a shot in the arm for them. A spark that turned things around.
Spurs trail by 7. Pass to Nunn. Back to Jones. Sweet little floater. Jones has got his 2nd basket.
And so far are going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Good on the shot. And the Lakers lead by 7.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Back to Nunn. Baseline J on the way. Gasol with the rebound. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync. Now, I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
Passes to Harrell. It's stolen by DeRozan. Left side, Jones. Off the mark from 16 feet out. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Now let's listen in to Frank Vogel's huddle.
Okay, our offense will come and go.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for San Antonio. They've got Jones, and it's Sampson in at the 5, roaming the paint.
He's light on his feet. Montrezl Harrell gets himself into position and makes a play on the ball.
It's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Snell's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. White comes in for Walker, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Jones.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Here's Sampson, defended by Drummond.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
A wide open look here for Kuzma, and another 3 for the Lakers.
When Kuzma is this focused, he shoots it so well, even outside his comfort zone.
And Beverley kicks to DeRozan. There's the pass to Sampson. Here's White. San Antonio again missing. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles.
That's what you get from a vet like Bazemore, making the next pass.
And so Beverley will bring it up for San Antonio. Down by 12. And they get it. No good there. And the Lakers going the other way now.
I can see he's pressing a little now, trying desperately to help them shrink this deficit.
Here's White. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Off the dribble, White can be dangerous. He's good at taking advantage of driving lanes.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Anthony Davis is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. James comes in for Tony Snell. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Kent Bazemore. Johnson, he's checked in for the Spurs. The shot is good from the Professor. 39 points for the Professor.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
White the pass to Beverley. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And Davis gets it to go. Davis has got the lead up to 12 now for the Lakers.
You see the weight that AD's added to his frame over the years. Now invites contact.
Sampson dishes to Johnson. And it's off from three-point range. Lakers have gone 5 of 6 in the field to start the 4th quarter on a roll. Johnson with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Hook it on the money from the Professor.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
And White kicks to Sampson. Out left to the wing. Deep 2 from Beverley. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Here's Drummond. Sampson pulls it in. Sampson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Beverley with the ball. Johnson outside. Back to Beverley. Latrey. The Spurs rebound. Sampson kicks to White. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Pass to White. To the paint. Kicks it out to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Fires from 14. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. San Antonio making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in. Los Angeles leading by 16. count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
Spurs trail by 19. Stolen away and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. .139 left in the fourth quarter. To the middle, here's White. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. White's got 9 points here in the second half. Lakers shooting a magnificent 69% in this game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Lakers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year. So tonight we'll make it 46.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for the professor.
You have to appreciate the unselfishness. He kept the ball moving, kept everyone involved, really enjoyable to watch.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, the professor.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. Steve, if you were a GM and you could choose one player, who would you start your team with?
Right now, I think the perfect player to start your team off right now, because of the way everything is going, is Anthony Davis. He can play 1 through 5. Defensively, he can change a game. Offensively, he can play in and out. And he's just that fluid player that matches up with today's game.
LeBron outside. Pass to the professor. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Neely can't get it to go. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Pass to Nunn. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
And there's the pass to the professor. Back to Gasol. Pass to the professor. Kicks it out to LeBron. Here's the professor. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and played with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Bronze. You man are getting bronze this year. Storms. On this year, gone this year. Man, I eat rice and stew and when I'm strong this year. Big like John this year. Ball like LeBron this year. Storms got a platinum plat, but you man are getting bronze this year. Yeah. They wanna. That's a. You get. If I say this, they might revolt, but I'm the king of grind by default. Big ego, man can't diss my amigo. Old school bad boy like Vigo. Anywhere they go, then we go. Yo, big flips, hop out the jet first. Man, I run into the money till my leg hurts. And you don't rap, they just network. Name a young MC with my net worth. I Google lied, they said that I'm 1.5, but I made that last night. And money don't make me fry, but they got mad when I said them in the milli off gram. These gatekeepers are And you old guys make me sick. They just take the. So in other words, I gone crazy T like yo Titch. You was right about him, he's a. Ain't no diss tracks, I just switch. Then we move on and get rich. On this year, gone this year. Man, I eat rice and stew and I'm strong this year. Big like John this year. Ball like